Greetings everybody, welcome back to another episode of Serious Versus and SeriousPack. Look at the moon setting, rising. Totally the same thing. I'm using the moon from the same texture pack that I use for the UI stuff from Dandelion. Looks pretty cool. Anyway, I made some more progress here, as you can see in the background. Lots of things started that are not quite done yet. But I forgot how much I showed about this building, but I didn't show the inside for sure. So this is kind of probably the layout I'm going for. I'm not 100% sure yet, but pretty sure. I'm gonna have 3 of these blast furnaces on this side and then 3 of the coke oven here. And we need a tank or something in the middle, and I'm probably gonna go with the railcraft one. I don't know, just because I'm familiar with it and they kind of look good with this sort of style, I assume. So we're gonna need to make a rolling machine from railcraft. I think I actually have one. I found one somewhere. I might have to do that today though, make some tank blocks. And I started this this sort of like tunnel here where items would come through. Oh, my jetpack is almost empty. I kind of like the way it looks. So we're gonna have like 2 rows of conveyor belts here probably. One for items that come in and one for items that come out. So like we get coal inside and iron, and then coal goes in the coke oven, makes the creosote oil, which we pump into the tank, and then the coal goes into these furnaces together with the iron to make the steel, and then the steel goes back, and I don't know what else. Maybe some treated planks if we make them here too. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the look of it. It's a little bit rounded on the roof here as well. Really have to be careful with my jetpack though. It isn't quite finished yet, as I said. Always running out of blocks. I started a bridge over here to the next area. This is going to be the warehouse where I want to store all the items from this place. Oh no, servers are rebooting. And I also dug out like this little lake here. We need to make this deeper, so oops, I'm probably gonna make the filler from buildcraft to just dig out more stuff. Like the filler can also remove blocks, and I need to look into buildcraft anyway, so this might be a good thing. But yeah, this is the bridge. I'm always terrible at making bridges, but I guess it's fine. It's nothing big. Doesn't make much sense considering, ships couldn't go through there. Whoops, I'll be right back. Alright, as I was saying, it doesn't make much sense because like big ships couldn't get through this bridge here, I guess. But they don't really have to. I mean, this goes like into the city technically, so big ships shouldn't be here anyway. But like smaller boats could probably still fit through here. I don't know. It doesn't have to be too realistic, but yeah, I kind of like it. So those 2 things go over there, and like I said, I mentioned the warehouse here. And what I'm gonna do is at the front here, we're gonna go down a little bit and then have like a port over here, or a dock where ships can, just idle and unload their crates and stuff. I also added some of these fans up here. I don't know if I like them or not. I might keep them for now. The reference picture I used had fans up there, but it's difficult to represent that in Minecraft too. But yeah, so there's gonna be a big door here and a smaller door on the side for us to go inside. This big door is more for like, big crates coming through. And I would like to make this like a slope here. So I'm gonna try the carpenter collapsible blocks. Maybe we can do that. I think we can. And also for the floor, I'm using the hemp crate from Immersive Engineering. All you have to do is plant some hemp, which I have over here from Immersive Engineering, and then you take some clay. Always needs clay. Our entire build here, base here, needs clay. It's kind of weird. But you take some clay, which I should have here a little bit left, and you just combine those 2, and it gives you this hemp crate. It's just a building block. It doesn't have any other purpose. But I wasn't happy with the flooring in this building because it's too clean maybe, or looks like a wall more. So I tried to give this one a shot, and I actually like this a lot. So let's go make some collapsible blocks as well, which I should have here, some of that. Put away some things, otherwise my inventory is going to be super full. And we get 9 each, so 18 should be okay. I believe. And we need that hammer. I don't know if I have a... Oh, I do. Okay, cool. Wow, look at me, so prepared. I used them before, but it's been a while. I think you just hammer them down into like a slope, but we'll see how it works. So I guess we can start... No, we should probably start... No, it doesn't matter. Let's just do like one row like this, okay? And then we right click. No, we left click. Okay, there you go. Those are pretty cool. Just hammer them all the way to the bottom. Oh, this time they actually connect perfectly. They used to have like a little bit of a height there. It wouldn't like completely connect to the floor. Let's make sure we can use them in here. Oh, we cannot. Oh no. I was worried about that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because we also can't cut them using the saw. So I guess we could use a different block just for the ramp then. That's a little bit unfortunate though. So we just have to... I'm going to try to do this here in a nice way somehow. Alright, I think I've got it. So yeah, we have like a nice slope here to get up, like a ramp. That's pretty cool. Yeah, just have to figure out what type of block we want to use for that. Alright, but while I was building this thing here, I realized that the shaft here, or this tunnel, wouldn't actually connect to my warehouse. And I built this first, and I just built a warehouse, and you know, I decided on the size, and I was building up the walls and stuff, and then I was like, oh wait a second, they have to connect. So that's unfortunate. There are sort of 3 solutions, I guess. A, we could move this entire building further down so that they connect up here. But that's a little bit crazy. Second one would be that we just build this further out and then it does like a turn into the building at the back here. Might work, might look weird if it's suddenly like a twist thing. Or the third one is we move this tunnel over to this side, to this window. The only downside with this is if I like line up with the center here, it doesn't line up with the center on this building. It's like on this edge here. So it would be like these 5 blocks, which is not so good. I mean, it would connect to the back wall perfectly. It might not be too bad. It might just look a little bit strange. I guess we could work with this, or we could expand the back of the building just by, I guess, 1 block? 1 or 2 blocks? 2 blocks, I believe, to make it align again. So that might probably be the better solution. And instead of like rebuilding this whole thing, I think since we want to look at buildcraft anyway to get rid of this stuff, we might as well look in the builder and the architect table to make a copy of this tunnel and then get rid of it and then build it here automatically. So we're gonna make the BC builder filler, the builder block, and the architect table. Alright, here's a filler, builder, and the architect table. And we also need a blueprint to save our design. Alright, let's go check this out. Hopefully we have enough power too. I'm bringing my LV capacitor bank just in case. I'm gonna have to grab the hammer, which is here. Alright, so we're gonna start with the architect table, I guess, to take a copy of our building here. So you have to place these markers. I don't know if the markers have to be outside of that thing or inside. How high is this? It's gonna be tricky to figure out. Alright, I was one further down as well. So here, bam. Okay, cool. And it shouldn't get anything else. Let's also remove these blocks. There we go. Aha, see, now it has this right outline too. Yeah, I don't know if it includes the blocks on this line or not. I believe some do, some don't. I'm not really sure. The last time I played with this was during Tekkit times. That was a long time ago, so I'm not quite sure. Looks pretty cool, the block, doesn't it? I really like the textures on it. They look very similar to the new Industrial 2 textures, which actually makes me want to try out Industrial 2 again. Even though I was not a big fan of that mod, but I don't know, the textures, they look neat. Anyway, let's connect this. Hopefully the low voltage is fine. And then I guess we just have to put in our blueprint. And we call this tunnel. Oh, can I still do that? Maybe this doesn't need power, actually. Rotate on. Okay, cool. So that's saved. Alright, I don't think the filler silk touches or anything when it breaks stuff. Well, only one way to find out. I did set it to clear mode, so hopefully this is the right thing. If not, then all these blocks are gone, but it's okay. It's not too bad, but let's see what happens. Whoa, weird blocks happening. Okay, oh, okay, so those little red things are destroying everything. That looks weird. Interesting. Are we getting our blocks? No, we are not. Okay, that's okay. Alright, so hopefully this is the right position for this thing. Let's see. It is including the outside, right? Yeah, we placed the torch here. So it should be on this block too. So this is where the actual torch was. So this should be the proper placement for it. Hopefully also the rotation is at the same kind of spot as the architect table was. So it should be okay. I'm gonna put some energy next to it here. How much do we have left? Quite a bit. Didn't use too much. I actually ended up removing this somewhat manually, so I get the building blocks back. I did lose some, so we probably don't have enough. In fact, I'm actually gonna make more slabs. I'm pretty sure I was low on slabs. I just made some more treated blocks. The cool thing about these storage crates is you can just pick them up and place them somewhere else. They don't lose their inventory. So we can just place it here, hopefully. I don't know if this guy... Oh, it actually tells you what it needs. Oh, glass, right. We're gonna have to get some glass. It's telling me it doesn't need the treated planks. Maybe it doesn't know about them. Alright, so I put a lot of these items it needs in there. I don't know if it's not gonna do the wooden slabs now. And the blocks, actually. It's kind of strange, but let's see what happens. Ooh, those blocks again. Are you destroying stuff? Oh, it's getting rid of the those stairs over there. I wonder if that one... Ooh, look, it's glowing. If that one is actually taking or giving you the items back. Like, I don't know. But let's see what's going to happen. It should have all the blocks it needs. Hopefully it places them all properly. And hopefully we aligned this correctly. Yeah, it is aligned properly. And it's already done, huh? Wow. Yeah, so it doesn't do the wooden stuff, unfortunately. That is interesting. Okay, so I'm going to have to do it manually. So the next thing I would like to look into is logistics pipes, which I haven't actually tried. I used it a little bit for being able to access an AE system using these remote orderer thingies, but that required like 3 blocks or so, and that's about it. For our warehouse in our harbor town here, I would like to use... Oh, look at this filler going, destroying that lake. I would like to use these logistic pipes inside here. So I'm probably going to place a bunch of crates where I'm going to store my stuff inside. And kind of make this look like there's a whole bunch of crates just stacked here where all this stuff is stored. And I tried it out in creative mode quite a bit, like in single player creative mode. Just to get used to the mod and see if I can do what I want to do. And it seems pretty cool. But before we actually do anything with that, we should make an assembly table from buildcraft. They let you make these little gates and chipsets, like all these weird things here and chipsets. But they are very useful for things like certain crafting recipes that we need for the logistics pipes. So, for example, if you look at this one requires a golden chipset and an iron chipset to make this. But there's also always a recipe where you just need ingots, or there is one where you need a gear. So, for example, the basic logistics pipe needs a golden chipset, or, if you look at the recipe, a golden gear. The golden gear needs 4 gold, but I believe the chipset here only needs 1 piece of gold. So, it would be, or maybe 2, I'm not quite sure. So it would be a lot cheaper to actually go with the chipset. So let's make this assembly thing. It's not too bad. We just need this guy and we need to make some lasers. So that's just a bunch of obsidian, diamonds, and redstone. And the laser is obsidian, diamonds, and redstone. Man, I'm getting really low on like iron and everything, so I really need to go mine more, set my arcane bow up again. Alright, so we have these two guys, and I'm just gonna hook them up over at our little windmill, watermill over here. I don't know why I keep calling it a windmill, I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna set up two. I believe one of these guys requires, hey, what? Why can't I connect these? Okay, there we go. I don't know, I had to remove the ceiling. For some reason that broke it somehow. So yeah, we only need two of these things. Because one of each produces or needs 40 IF, and our watermill only makes 90 in total, so we can't actually make more. Unfortunately, we can't see the exact recipes here. Oops. Like for these guys. So we kind of have to guess. So just redstone makes the redstone chipset, and then if you put other things in here, you see what else you can make. Obsidian, I don't think does anything. So for the normal basic logistic pipe, which is, I guess, the basic thing we need, we just need a golden one, and we get 8 pipes from that. So I'm just gonna select this. I'm actually gonna take out 3. Okay. So are you guys working? Whoops, didn't have it connected because I had to remove the capacitor bank earlier. I tried to set it on the floor to see if that was too close, but no, it was probably fine. This is gonna take quite some time though. This is really slow. Kind of important, if this table is done, it actually just spits out the items. So if you put a chest or another container next to it, it will place them inside so you don't lose the stuff. Yay, indoor fireworks! For some reason now when you get an achievement, you get fireworks. I don't know which mod added that. Alright, this guy is making a bunch of different things right now. I want to make this autarkic, I don't know how you say it. Gate, and I believe you need a basic gate and then a pulsating chipset and an iron gate, I believe, or iron chipset. So I'm gonna let this guy do its thing, and we're just gonna try this stuff out. We're gonna have to provide our base with power first anyway, like the new one, before we can fully test this. But I would like to play around just with the idea of how we're gonna do things. And because everything is so slow and super late here, I'm not sure how much I can actually try out today. But, so we have the logistics power junction. This one is important for the whole, logistics pipe system. It does require power. That's why I'm saying we need to hook up power system first. I actually have no idea how much it uses. But it also tells you that it uses LP, so it has its own little power unit. And 10 RF equals 5 LP, but I don't know exactly how much it needs to do any operation or something like that. Is this completely draining now? No, it's still going. Okay. It didn't finish one yet, right? No. Alright, so, and then we're gonna have our chests here, which are just gonna be containers. I'm just gonna use one for now because I don't have enough pipes to do the rest. And to connect this now to the whole inventory system, I think we need the provider pipe. The provider pipe reads an inventory it is attached to, so we can put like, I don't know, redstone in here. So I would be able to read this stuff and show it in your inventory system. But right now you can see that it has like these red lights or red colors. That means it's currently not connected to any power, or I guess any system either. So we need to connect it. We can use these basic logistic pipes, or we can actually just use the generic like buildcraft pipes. So we should probably do that to not waste too much material. So I'm going to use these quartz ones because people say this has like low drag, which means it doesn't slow down items. Actually, let's use gold ones because we're fancy. Yeah, sure, why not? So I believe when we connect this one has to be a basic one though. It should turn green. This turned green and this one as well. Cool. So yeah, it is getting power now. I don't know if it's like, if it needs power over time or only when it sends items or something. I'm not really sure. But now we can't really access our items yet. So we need something to do that. And to do that, we get the request pipe, I believe. And like I said, I never really played around with this too much. I just did it in a creative world. So A little bit still unsure about how things work, but this is kind of what I figured out. So I think we can just hook this up to anywhere in our system. So might as well just hook it up here, for example. It should turn green. Yeah, that works. And let's see, I think we need a wrench. And I believe the normal crescent hammer should work too. And if we right click this guy now, aha, you can see our items in our system. So this is actually what's inside here. So if we put in some other things, like the glass and whatever, and you click this with the wrench again, yay, items. And you can also request items now. You can just say the item you want, and then how much. Like you can say 5, request, and you see the items coming, zooming out, and whoosh, there they are, 5 redstone. I don't know if you catched it, but the item actually went down this pipe, and then went this way first, and then realized, oh, I can't do anything here, and then it went back this way. Every time there's a junction like this where you can go in multiple directions, the normal buildcraft pipes, what they do is they just pick a direction randomly, so they would go anywhere. So instead of picking something randomly and taking longer to get to us, we're just going to use the basic logistic pipes, because they always know exactly where to go. So every time there's a junction, just get one of those, I guess. Request again, and yeah, it just goes to us directly. That's pretty fast because we have the gold pipes here as well. So that's pretty cool. So, and you can imagine if you have like a ton of these little things hooked up, you would all see them in here. There's better ways to display this later. We can make this remote orderer, for example. But I don't want to make this right now. It's a little bit expensive. And just for testing out things, this here should be good enough. But now we also need a way to get our items into the system again. And that's why I'm making these weird chipsets here. So let's see. That didn't do it. I'm not sure what I'm missing. Let me go look this up real quick. So apparently the recipe changed, and instead of using the assembly thingy, now you need the integration table. So another table we need. Yay, I guess. Alright, let's just place it down right next to it. Hopefully the lasers realize that we want to use this if the other one doesn't have anything to do. And hopefully it's the same lasers. So I believe the recipe was correct, but instead of doing it in here, you just do it in there. So we put this guy in, and then the iron chipset, maybe? No, maybe just a pulsating one. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there it is. Okay, do this, please. Go do your thing. Let me stop this guy once this is done. Oh, well, she should stop automatically anyway. Oh yeah, they started working. Oh, this is not too slow. Are you gonna work as well? Are you just being lazy right now? There you go. Good guy. Let's deactivate those. Alright, there's our gate autarkic pulsar thingy. And the reason I need this is because, let's actually take the items out from here. So in buildcraft, to get item out of stuff, you need this cobblestone transport pipe. And to, oh, sorry, no, not cobblestone transfer pipe, wooden transfer pipe. I don't know why I took that one. Where's my wooden one? Oh, I put them in here. Derp. Come back, guys. The wooden one, they pump out items from inventories, extraction pipe. And to do that, you need a redstone engine, I believe, to like create suction maybe, or you can use this autarkic pulsar, whatever. So let's put this in here, and I believe we just say something like, so you have different like conditions here. For example, items. If items are in inventory, then we will select energy pulsar. So that means as soon as an item is in there, it will start pulsating and extract the item like this. Ba-bam. So now we should just be able to hook this up to our system here, like so. And if we try to pump items into our storage system now, like this is the extraction one where we drop off our items, and then we want this to go into our system. But you will notice now that you can kind of see it as like a little block now. It's not actually going inside because it doesn't know where to go. So we need to tell the system that, in our case, for example, this is the only place you can go. So if we use our wrench and we right click on the provider pipe, oh wait, actually we need, sorry, hold on. Actually, what we needed was the basic logistic pipes next to it as well. This one can input items. I believe the provider one can only output items. But again, if we try this now, I don't think it will go in there directly, because it doesn't actually know. This one doesn't have to be a pipe. Actually, we can replace it. Yeah, you can see it's still stuck in there, even though it could go in there now. It doesn't know that it can, because normally how these pipes work, the basic one, if you right click with your wrench, you have like a filter here, so it will only accept these items that are up here. So if we would put in like a piece of stone, for example, and then send this stone through, it should go inside this chest because it's like connected to it. So let's see, go, and yeah, there you go, I went inside. But that's kind of lame. So instead, what we could do in this case, since it's like a really simple setup, we can just say this is the default route. So if it doesn't know where to go, if there's no other pipe that has like a filter or anything, it will always go into that direction. So again, we can just dump in the item now, and now we'll just go into this chest. There you go. Because there's no, that's like the default one, and there's no other container. So for example, what we could say is like, if we had like a second chest here, this chest should only accept like these stone rods, for example, and maybe whatever redstone. And the other one is set to default, and this one isn't. So now if we put in the items, like for example, a little bit of redstone, a little bit of stone, and this, and this, and this, it will only send the 2 items we specified in here to this box, and everything else it doesn't know about will go to the other one. Ta-da! So now in this chest we only have the 2 items we specified, and here everything else. So that's kind of what we're going to use for our storage system. And of course, everything that's stored in this chest right now won't show up in here because we don't have a provider pipe connected to this, so the system can't actually read stuff out of this chest. If we change the provider pipe to only be over here instead of this chest, then obviously we only see the other one now and not the stuff that's in here. So now there's a problem though, that if we wanted to have a chest be able to provide items to our request pipe and also input items, we would always need 2 connections, right? We would need the basic pipe and the provider pipe. But we can actually fix that if we look up logistic pipes again. They have these chassis, I forgot how to say that. And they can hold modules. So if you look at this, for example, the Mark II can hold 2 modules. And all these things up here are the modules. One of them is a provider module, which is exactly what the provider logistics pipe does. It like provides items from the inventory to the system. And there's also a item sync, or the polymorphic item sync module, and these kind of count as the basic logistic pipes. The polymorphic thing works a little bit different, but we talk about that when we get to that. So we will need a bunch of these guys, these Mark II ones. I don't think we need more than that. Also not too expensive. It just requires these iron chipsets again and some basic pipes. So I guess it's a little bit pricey maybe, but shouldn't be too bad. I wonder if there's some crazy recipe I didn't know about, but it's just gonna take a while for me to craft this, and because I don't have a lot of time left today, we won't be able to do that really. But yeah, basically we can then connect only one of these Mark II pipes to this, input the module, and then it will have both functionality. And you might think, if we have like some, crates stapled or stacked like this in our warehouse, it's gonna look kind of ugly with all these pipes sticking out and stuff. But we can actually hide these pipes, which is pretty awesome. If we make these structural cobblestone pipes here, it's just a cobblestone transfer pipe with some gravel inside. And I believe we just take any block we want and put them in here. So for example, I made this oak wood crate with chisel. We can actually make these facades. I don't know how long that's going to take. I'm going to interrupt this here real quick. I just want to see how long it would take. Oh, did it already finish? Wow, okay, that was instant. I was like, did you just eat my items? No, it was instant. And we can just cover up these guys like this. And they align perfectly with the other blocks as well. So this is kind of what I'm planning. And then from the outside, eventually it will just look like a bunch of crates stacked. And you wouldn't even know that there are pipes below. I think it would be kind of cool. Alright, before we end the episode here though, I want to craft something real quick. in... Oh, there was already wood inside. In Ancient Warfare 2, that's what it's called, there are those gates. Wooden gates, drawbridges, and also iron gates. Look that up again, which I found by looking up these guys. So we have the iron gate, the wooden gate, and then they slide and open in different directions. I'm gonna make this one that goes like upwards, and I'm gonna make the wooden one. I wish I could change the type of wood, but I don't think you can, unfortunately. So I want to see what that looks like if we use this for our gate here. So let's try this out real quick. I believe the only, or I believe the way you do it is you have to like press Z first, yeah. And then you draw this little grid, and you want to go to all the way up here. This is how big the gate should be. And it shows you the grid now. This is where it's going to be. And then you just right click. I believe where you right click might be where the controller is or something. I don't really know. But let's just place it right here. Okay. Well, I guess my server thought that was not such a good idea. I had this issue before too. I actually made the drawbridge once. And it happened to you. Okay, so we now have this gate here. Because I want to have like a big gate to open. Kind of like the door. It looks a little bit so-so because it's like this oak wood. I don't know if you can use something else, but it's cool when you like right click it, it goes open like this. So that's pretty neat. Can we walk through? Yeah. And it has this nice little trim that we could probably expose from the outside too, so it doesn't look as small maybe. Maybe move it even one block further out. Yeah, it might be good, because this is actually not a bad frame. To close it though, you have to hit it. I think you have to use a button actually. I don't know if there's like a specific spot you can hit that will trigger it, but a button should do it for sure. Alright, the button seems to have... Oh, it needs to be right next to this block, I believe. For some reason I can put it in the same space, so that's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's a little bit weird. I'm probably gonna move it somewhere else. But then from the outside you can just right click, right? Or maybe, yeah, you can just right click. It's a little bit weird, but also, if there are people out there watching here right now that know quite a bit about logistic pipes, the ideal setup I would like is having a, you know, let's say you have like 10 crates and some have like blocks inside and some don't. Ideally what I would like is if you pump in dirt, for example, and any of the crates has a dirt block already inside, it should use that stack and fill that one first. But then if it doesn't have any room left for another stack of dirt, or you know what I mean, then it should just put it into whatever chest comes first. I'm not sure if that's possible. The only thing I've figured out to do is using these polymorphic items things, which kind of do the first part. They check if their inventory already contains that type of block. So if one of the crates has a dirt block inside, then that chest will always accept dirt. But if any of the chests doesn't have that specific item, like if it's a new one, then the item doesn't know where to go. So I don't know if there's a solution for that. If not, I'm just gonna have like one specific chest as like a dump where like all the items that don't actually have a place in the inventory system go, and then I have to manually sort them, I suppose. But if you guys know about a way to automatically do this stuff, please let me know. Would be awesome. But anyway guys, that's the end of this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. Got a lot of things done actually. We got to look at the big three buildcraft blocks, I guess, the filler, the builder, and the architect table, and even started our little logistic pipe stuff. And we started a new building, and we have a close-up of my goggles. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.